Very good afternoon, everybody. Today, we have assembled for this live stream for a specific activity. Before we begin today's presentations, brief presentations by students, I would like to briefly situate this activity within a larger pedagogical context. With the increasing use of generative AI tools such as NotebookLM, which is experimented by the students for this activity, learning in higher education is undergoing a significant shift. These tools are very effective at supporting information access, summarization, and even initial interpretation. However, from a pedagogical point of view, the central concern is that learning cannot remain at the level of content consumption or ready-made answers. In literature teaching, especially, meaningful learning requires close reading, interpretive struggle, and reflective engagement. One of the major challenges today is ensuring that students move beyond surface learning toward deep learning, where understanding is constructed rather than transferred. This activity is therefore designed as a process oriented and constructivist intervention. By working collaboratively, discussing the text with the support of NotebookLM, a generative AI tool, and now presenting your insights in a live setting, you are engaging in higher order cognitive processes like analysis, evaluation, and articulation. The live presentation is not meant to test memory or performance, but to make your learning process visible and to encourage metacognition, that is, thinking about how you arrived at your understanding. What we have experienced is that students complete the work very quickly with the help of generative AI, and they submit the task as a blog also or in any form of the written assignment. But many times it happens that the students have not read what content is generated. They have not minutely observed the infographics generated by the tool or the slides present generated by the tool. So this activity will try to throw light on that and will try to fill the gaps that remain in between. So let us start with the first group. First, it will be about infographics and slide deck. So the students worked on that, and they have identified the infographics and slide deck, which they found it interesting, meaningful, and somewhere if the gap remains, they will ask questions also pertaining to that. Yes, you can share your things now.
So is the screen is visible, sir? And
No,
what?
yes, now it is visible.
Okay. So today, in with me, Rajdeep Bawlia, and our group with Bhargav Makwana, with Khushi Ravia and Nikita Wala, in which I am going to discuss the part with infographics. So first of all, this one is by Bhargav on myth as a history and deconstructing Amitav Ghosh Gun Island. So at first, when we look at the infographic, so NotebookLM provides three options when it comes to infographics: brief, default, and like detailed. So this one is created in a detailed one. So here you can find that it includes the main headings with also subheadings in like parenthesis type in a box, and then small paragraphs related to it. So these infographics like really helps us to see what the novel is about, or what the myth and history is connected in Gun Island. And it also provides students to think upon it. Then next one, this is by Khushi Ravia. So this one is created in default, not that much detailed one, and it discuss with the hidden language of Gun Island and etymological mystery. So here one can see that how infographic, when we generate in detailed one, it also provides with paragraphs and small paragraphs, and here you will only find like major headings and subheadings. So it also depends on the user, like which type of infographic or work do you want from NotebookLM or any other AI tool. So this also helps us to see the how language and mystery works in Gun Island through visual parameters. Then this one is by Nikita. So here we find the climate and its blueprint, that how in modern novels and in today's solution of it, problem and solution. So here we can find on the my left hand side that how the AI has generated images with some soft colors and dark background, and on the right hand side we find some colorful images. So this shows the stark contrast between them, that allows the like presenter or the reader who uses these infographics to see like what type of themes and story is presented in the novel. And one of the major thing that I have found when I have created this infographic, this one is mine. So I have also created this using the detailed one. So many times what NotebookLM does, like though it is par, like it generates very accurate text and text reading things, but still it lacks many time, it still makes mistake when it's come to spellings. Like if I save this image, so I can zoom in and show you. So in this infographic, you will find there is a spelling mistake here. So it still makes, like, it also depends on the source which you provide. Like even the source or articles itself would have any type of spelling mistakes. So the AI which through you are generating this type of infographics will also face the same problem when it's come to spellings. And many times it also makes mistakes when it's come to characters names or other things. So this also, so we can say that though the AI tools are very advanced, but it still requires like a human agency upon it to see through that all the things that it is provided are very accurate or not. So in my case, I would have generated another infographic for more accuracy, but unfortunately in free version it only provides 2 infographics per day. So this is the our outcome in terms of infographics, that how it generates it and where it lacks when it comes to clarify it. So this was from my side. Thank you.
Okay, check
Now
check the camera there.
for further explanation.
Yeah, okay. The camera is not working, I think, properly. So set the camera also.
Sir, the internet is not working that much well. Here I am, but the internet is not working here.
Okay, fine. The next one is, yeah. Okay, so who is coming to present next? Okay, so by the time the next presenter gets ready, so in the first part we have seen that how infographics helps and how it makes some kind of spelling error also. What we are looking for or what we want to see is this, that how some part of the literary text becomes clear to us, our cognitive ability, like how we understand a literary text, how that becomes clear, or whether it confuses us. Some infographics which are presented, are we able to understand each and every visual image that is put together in a collage, or something we are not able to understand or comprehend? That we need to study. Our objective is to very deeply study the infographic, so that we can think of our deep understanding, deep learning of a literary text through infographic. So that is also our quest to try to see. So in case you can find that from slide deck, I think next presenter will be about slide deck, and you can talk about it. The camera is not working in the presenters one. Camera is not connected. There is an internet fluctuation also, and because of that also there is a low network that also is creating a problem in the connection. Okay, we have now the presenters. Yes, yeah. Okay.
Hello everyone, myself Parvatvi. I work on infographic. I gave as a source 3 video to NotebookLM. In default mode, I create these infographic. Through this infographic, I understood the main story of Gun Island, and the picture shows how the story connect the old myth to modern life problem. And I understood the Dinanath Datta's the main character. He does not believe in myth at first. He learns about the gun merchant story, and journey become similar to the story. Through this infographic, I also understood understood the ideas of climate change and migration, and the image show the fire, floods, and people traveling by sea. These help me understand the climate change effect and if climate change effect and people's lives, and force them to move other place. The different I also understood the difference between science and belief was also clear. Dinanath Datta believes in logic, Priya believes in science, and the Chinta believes in myth. These images show that all them are important, and what the first part of this image is I'm in clear, but the second part of this image I am a bit confused. That I was confused that by the magic and the mysterious event, especially at the end of the story. I could not fully understood if this is real or not. In this part, at the climax at the sea, a bit confused about the reference of the blue boards and at the end of the journey. Here I'm also a bit confusing, but through this generating image, I can get overview of the whole idea about the whole novels, like the mention of the Los Angeles angels and the these three characters. So by the creating the infographics, I can visually remember that these events are in the novel, and through these image I can write basic information about the novel. So the generative AI help us to remember the things not only by font but only by the visual image, which as the we can say that the we remember that thing was which thing we have saw rather than we have listened. So this way the infographic helped me to remember the consequences and the event which occurs in the novel. So this is from my side. Now I would like to invite Bhargav.
So, hello everyone. I am dealing with slide deck, which is presentation. So, in my case, I found some of the videos, and I have provided that to NotebookLM, which was 3 in quantity. And here, in some of the decks, like this one. So here it makes it clearly like the failure of a modern novel, which is presented in The Power of Myth. So like it does not only to break the original pattern, but it also tries to give the original reason of that. If we can find the original summary of that book anywhere, but with the help of NotebookLM, we just try to reconnect the link in a logical way, like how there was this mention of Mansa Devi and the snake. Like it also present a well manner. Like to survive, we must tell some new stories, like stories which are two separate things presented. Then in this one, it also presents clearly like what if the myth is not a fiction but a forgotten map. So here we can find the problem. Like a NotebookLM created an image, but it does not provide like how it is possible. Like if we in the classroom discussed that it was just an illusion created by the folk in the circumstances of their sea, but that was not captured with NotebookLM. And from the presentation of Nikita Wala, I will deal with this one. Like it just clearly mentions that from deadlock to dharma, a new pathways to forward. It just clearly mentioned that why did Ghosh argument like to break the political deadlock and prevent the complete corporatization of climate change. The solution must come from outside conventional governance. We must turn from the dharma sunk to dharma itself, to religious and masses organization. It just clearly we can see that why he just mentioned religious masses, because the people were not clearly following the science, but they were at the same time believing in the religion and the spiritual gurus. So that was the argument which was clearly presented in his book. Then from Khushi Ravia's presentation, here also it just clearly give like what is both. So being in the past and being in the past, being which is the present, and being in the past. It clearly mentions that being and existing in presence and the past, a past state of being in both kal, the past tense. So from that was from my side. Thank you. And I would like to invite Nishtha.
So, hello everyone, myself Nishtha Desai and my group members are Mansi Joshi, Devangini Vyas, Divya Palitra and Nirali Vakela. So, here I have chosen the video sir that migration, human traffic and refugee crisis. So, in that video, NotebookLM that gave me this video. हम घर क्यों छोड़ते हैं. So for that I want to say that, so first in the step by step that video said me, so first is that what is migration and how that portrayal of migration. So the video start with the city. So, in the novel which cities are portrayed for that migration. So first is that Sundarban and second one is Venice. So in both two cities we have found that portrayal of migration in both two cities. And for that also that video give me that reason of migration. So what are the reasons of migration? Because in the novel also there are different reason of migration portrayed by Amitav Ghosh. So here in the video also that reason of migration. So first reason for of migration is that climate change. Second one is that human crisis, and third one is for our self development. We migrate in another city, or so in the Lubla Khala's in the character of Lubla Khala, we can find that natural disasters reason of migration. Then in the Kabir's character, we can find that reason of migration is riots. And in the Palash and in the character of Dinanath, we can find that reason of migration is for the further development. So how the video says me that the what reasons of migration and which are characters in the video novel and their reason of migration, and also it give me a result of migration because in the reason of that disaster problem, and also we can get a different result because in the development reason of migration we can say that character developed because he or she went in another city for developed his academic journey and all those things. But in the case of riots and natural disaster reason of migration, we can find that bad result of that can be a bad result of that reason of migration. So that is from our side. Now I would like to invite Krupali Belam. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So today we will discuss that how NotebookLM use for this research. That first we will see that my research title topic is that migration, refugee, and global capitalism in Amitav Ghosh Gun Island. So it gives the primary source, secondary source, and this opinion piece. But we have to cross check that these sources are available or not. So that is the main point here we can find. That it gives a title, also publication date, author and credential, and source type. So that is the good point here. We can find that it save our time. So, but we have to cross check the sources. Then it gives that how the source are more frequently cited or referenced by other sources. So here we can see the great derangement, the hungry tide. It also gives another example in this. So that is a good point we can see also. Then summarize the primary perspective of the top 5 most substantial sources. So here also we can find the one of the most relevant source. It is a interview on climate change and migration. So that is good, but some of the points which we cannot understood that much. So that is the political side that we can see the Gun Island. And that identify research gap also, that what is the missing in this. So that is also beneficial for us, that in future if we research on something, so we can get this all these things. Then literature review, so it gives hypothesis, also research question. But one thing I not understand specific this hypothesis 1, contemporary South Asian cli-fi successfully critiques the failure of neoliberal system but remains trapped in capitalist realism, unable to imagine collective political alternative that are not depend on miraculous or supernatural resolution. So specific this political alternatives. So that is the thinking it's not understandable that much. So that is this from my side, and this is another Sanket Wavadia's work. So in which we can find also the secondary source and primary source. So it gives this resources related to his topic. This course use etymology as a central tool to uncover historical truths hidden within a myth. So it gives many resources from here. We can find that how resources credential also they give that assistant professor of English. So we can identify that this source is most relevant or authentic, or it is not written by any student or so that is we can also identify in this. And then it gives same information. Then in Krupali Benham's blog we can see. So it gives also same that secondary source, then primary and it gives one primary source in three of the blog. That one primary resource it gives and one opinion, this opinion piece. Then here we can see the difference between those two blocks, and here one that in which we can find that how it gives a who refer to it specifically. So that is a very good point. Here we can find that a notebook LM gives. So that is a good point. Here we can see. Okay, so that gives a very good point, research gaps and all the things. But here I have one difficulty. That is how this myth and material politics sometimes it is unclear whether myth offer a real resistance or only symbolic comfort. So that is the I have not understood that much. So this is from my side.
Okay, so you can switch off camera for a while and then switch it on again. So I think you can get it back. Okay, so the articles which you are not able to understand, that means that article needs to be read thoroughly. Then we get the sense of that how this neoliberalism or climate crisis and what is not dealt by Amitav Ghosh. That was a good source. I think you can pick up the source and go to the source also. Notebook LM might have given you the source also. So those are articles about which you told that you are not able to get the point. Please share the link of that article in WhatsApp. So we'll try to discuss that in the classroom. Okay. So let anybody else remaining now? Then all of you have done. Okay. So the final part. That was about a research outcome because you all are also studying, preparing for your dissertation writing, that how literature review can be done, how research questions and hypotheses can be framed. That also we have given as an activity here. And for that, we have given you some prompts to work on Notebook LM. These prompts are very important to be seen or to be discussed when we talk about this, that you got the result in a particular manner. That is because of the series of prompts that were given to you, that how you create a table showing each source with its publication date, author credentials, and whether it's a primary source, secondary analysis, or opinion piece. In the very first meeting, we have seen that you were not able to make a tabular format of literature review. So this was an example that what is expected when we do literature review, why it is necessary to make a tabular format of these things. And then we try to see that how many times these sources are cited, that and then we want a kind of a summary, and then from that we want a research gap, that these works are done, now what can be done? All these things are done, now if I want to do research, what is the gap? Finding gap is very important. From gap we go towards new hypothesis and research questions. So that was the important part. So when you talk about that, what you got, what is important to talk, what you have prompted to AI to get a particular kind of a result. What were your prompts? In case of infographic or deck or a video, there is no need of any prompt. You just click on the button and it is done. But in research activity, you require to think of some prompts and then how it is helping you. You can think of something like how in your dissertation writing, whatever way you have framed your research questions, another thing, whether this will help, whether you want to rethink about your dissertation writing process or not, that also can be included as a part of this activity. So as we conclude this activity, it is important to reflect on not only on a particular literary text like Gun Island or any other thing, but also on the pedagogical value of the learning process we have followed. What emerged today was an example of authentic and dialogic learning, where knowledge was negotiated through discussion, reflection, and oral articulation rather than merely reproduced in written form. So when you talk about your infographic, you have to see that, well, this infographic I understood clearly, or this concept I understood through this graphical, or this graphic is not making any sense to me. From where is this graphic coming? I do not understand that. That we need to think on, or we need to articulate it orally. The live presentation demonstrated that while generative AI can function as cognitive scaffold, it cannot replace critical thinking, interpretive judgment, or intellectual ownership, which is something that as a human agency we are supposed to do. By explaining ideas in your own words, responding to questions, and engaging with multiple perspectives, you move from passive reception to active meaning making. And this moving from passive to active is very, very important thing. Most of the times what happens is that passively content is generated and pasted on the blog and it is submitted also. So we don't go under this process. This shift from product oriented assessment to process oriented learning is crucial in contemporary education. I hope this activity has helped you become more aware of your learning strategies and more reflective in your use of generative AI. I hope you will follow this strategy of learning in subsequent assignments and other activities also. Ultimately, the goal is not to avoid these tools, but to integrate them responsibly so that they enhance rather than diminish critical reading, reflective thinking, and academic integrity also. Nowadays, we have many seminars on artificial intelligence and teaching learning process. When you yourself are using this all tools and working on that, you have to critically think on that is it becoming a passive activity where learning is not happening? The work is done, the task is done, but learning is not happening. If that is something that is experienced by you, you are not alone. Everywhere in the world today, these things are happening. These are pedagogical challenges for teachers as well as students also. So on one hand, the work is done, but learning has not happened. So we need to rethink the strategies for learning, and we need to discuss whatever outcome is coming with the peer group, and then we have to orally share our learning outcome as we have done in this live stream. That way we can understand at least those who have come and spoken something might have learned something. Still, we don't have a guarantee of so many others in the class who have not come to speak, whether they might have learned anything or not. There remains a big question pertaining to this also. Okay, so we end our live stream and the discussion here.